Good morning, investors. Welcome to the weekday. I hope everybody had a good weekend. This is your host, Tony Moreno. This is the Real Estate Investor News Channel. I appreciate everybody listening in. And this is our third week since we launched the show. So I really appreciate the support we've been getting, the feedback I've been getting. It really helps this channel grow. So yeah, I really appreciate it. So yeah, welcome to the Real Estate Investor News Channels. And what we do here, we go over the top stories in real estate that you need to know today. We go live Monday through Friday. And if you haven't yet, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're watching this on Facebook Live or on Instagram Live, please go to our YouTube and subscribe there so you can get notification when we release these videos, and you could be the first to watch it in the morning as you head to work or wherever you're going to. So for today, I got three interesting stories for you guys. The first one is these 10 markets are great places to find fixer upper properties. So we're going to look at what we need to know in regarding these. Our second story, as we know, last week, the Fed held interest rates again. And they said that more inflation progress needed before we can see any cuts. So we need to pay attention closely to that because, again, it affects mortgages and what we buy properties. And the last story for today is landlord accused of pocketing utility payment from Indianapolis residents appear in court. So I didn't hear the stories till now, but this happened, I believe, last year. But it would be good to bring it to light, at least so people could be aware. So with that being said, again, I appreciate everybody, the support we've been getting recently and the feedback. And again, if you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channel. That is the way we grow. And again, I plan on keeping this forever free, maybe sponsors in the future. But hey, right now, just the way for you to support me is subscribing, going on YouTube and subscribing to our channel and following us on social media. And right now, we only have Instagram as of now. Maybe later we can get a TikTok and I can have my assistants start creating some content there. But for now, it's just YouTube and Instagram. So please support us there. I would greatly appreciate it. So let's dive right into our first story. So again, 10 markets that are great places to find fixer upper property. So it says with home prices and interest rates still at record high and inventory squeeze, home buyers and real estate investors may be better off purchasing fixer upper in some cities. Fixer uppers cost about an average of 29% less than homes that are ready to move in. And 20 in the largest 50 cities, they can cost to up to 50% less than a regular home. So obviously that makes sense because for the most part, you most likely have to do some work to the house. And actually, in reality, you can even negotiate that even more. When you know that a house needs some fixing to it, you can negotiate that with the seller to try to get a better price, and then you can do the fixes. But of course, there's some caveat to that, which we'll get into in this article. It says here, while a fixer upper might be daunting as they require extra investment and know-how, and that's what I wanted to point out real quick. I mean, yes, it's cheaper, but at the same time, you got to be able to know either if you're going to hire contractors, how to project manage that project, or you're going to have to know how to do it. And if you can do it, if you're going to do it yourself, be sure that you can do it in a timely manner if you're going to be living there or if you're going to be moving in a couple of days, months, whatever that may be. So that's key to it. Very important. That it's not just about moving in, it's about you actually knowing how to do the work or finding somebody to do it, and you manage the project very well. But it says here more than half potential homeowners will consider buying a home that needs remodeling, according to a survey. More and more millennials are looking to fix up a home to make it their own because they are not finding many homes available or have the ability to compete for the home. I'm sorry. That's one of the things that the realtor said. And the top cities to buy a fixer upper. If you guys are listening to this on the podcast, this is I'm gonna mention maybe the top five, not all of them, but at the top we have LA, Los Angeles, 26% is the inventory. That's what we're looking at here. But see, it's crazy. The fixer upper medium asking price is about $1 million. And then obviously once you turn it around, it'll turn out to be turkey home medium asking price. It'll turn out to be 2 million. So potential savings is almost $1 million there. That number two, we have Chicago. Obviously, prices are way less in Chicago for like the medium price. For a fixer upper is 235,000. Then we have Long Beach, California, and then Kansas City, Missouri. So obviously look at your range of options according to what you can make, because obviously a house in LA I wouldn't be able to afford it, and probably more than half of the population in the U.S. could not afford that. But anyways, that's the first article that I have for you guys today. Very interesting there. The second story, we got Fed hold interest rate again. More inflation progress needed before the cuts, which makes sense. I mean, I understand what the Feds are doing. They're trying to get more data before they make a move. Inflation is not where it needs to be, but I guess it is making a is not at the 9% that it was like 2 years ago. So it says here the Federal Reserve expected, kept interest rate unchanged for 6 straight meetings Wednesday, while also signaling that potential cuts may not arrive as early. The central bank kept its benchmark interest rate at 5.25% and 5.5%, and said in its post meeting statement that reduction would not occur until there's sufficient progress with shifting inflation towards the Fed's 2% target. Now, before you guys say anything, of course, I got feedback to like kind of like speak to this as if I'm speaking to like a second grader or something like that. But basically, you guys know that we have not seen the 5.25 and the 5.5 that the article here is stating. It says that it's keeping it at 5.25 and 5.5. And the reason why is because the Fed, they lend to the banks. And the banks, then they have to make a profit. So they take it up like a 2%, 2 points higher, which is 2% in this case. So that's why we have not seen the 5.25 in a while. But that is what the Fed is charging the banks, and the banks charge consumers the additional to that, and that's where they make their profit. So yeah, this is a very small article. Just again, just notifying you guys that we might not see any interest rate cuts yet, until we see what the inflation numbers or what the economy numbers look like. And then for our third story, we got a landlord in Indianapolis is accused of pocketing utility payments from his residents. Now, this is insane. This is, oh, sorry, I wasn't sharing the screen, but it's just the title here. But this is insane. And this is why I always say, like, I mean, there's some landlords that mess it up for everybody, because obviously this is affecting not just these residents, but it affects probably the landlords in that area, because obviously we're looked at like we're bad people. So yeah, I mean, this is a sad story for everybody to hear, but we'll get more into the article because there's some crazy stuff. But it says here, an out-of-state landlord charged with not paying almost $2 million in utility bills at 4 Indianapolis apartment complexes. Jeez. So this man, oh, I got some ad here. This man was not paying uh utility bills for a while if this thing added up to $2 million. It says your tenant paid for water in their rent, but investigators said Puretz, I think this is how you say his name, deposited 1.6 million in his own accounts instead of paying Citizens Energy, which is super super sad. I mean, this is very sad to hear, because again, residents making their payments, they're thinking that everything is going well. They and they have, it's not right for that to happen to them, especially when most of them probably are making payments properly to the landlord. Supposedly, yeah, I guess you can say. It says here, Con Record says Berkeley Commons, Capitol Place Apartments, Covington Square Apartments, and the Wood at Oaks Crossing ran up total delinquency utility bills of like 1.9 million from October to 2019 and April 2022. That led Citizen Energy shutting off the water, of course, because this is the part that hurts. Like when tenants are making their payments and then this happens to them, this is why a lot of landlords are hated, because of what this guy did to these tenants. So yeah, they shut down the water in February 2022. But again, this was last year. This is not like breaking news, but it's something. The breaking news is that he's actually being taken to court right now. So the city of Indianapolis made an emergency payment of $850,000 to get the water back on in less than 24 hours. Investigators tried to track down the owner for more than a year. So this guy was in hiding for more than a year, which is insane. I mean, yeah, he's running from being sued and from the 2 millions that he owed. So obviously the city had to take action because a lot of tenants were probably complaining to Citizens Water, whatever the company is called. So this is super sad for people. And I mean, again, I mean, for investors, for landlords, let's just be better people. I mean, guys, come on. It's human beings. Your landlords are also, your tenants, I'm sorry, are also people. So yeah, that's the 3 stories that I have for you guys. I appreciate you listening in. If you like what you see, hit the love button, hit the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel or into our Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you're listening to this, because that is the way we grow and that is the way you can support this channel. Thank you. Have an amazing, amazing start of your week. And you guys have I ran out of words to say. Love you guys. Have a great day. Peace.